Talented Ones Media, hashtag to your media, hashtag to your radio, hashtag too many hashtags, keep hashtagging it out. And we're back, man. Jay Shepard. Y'all already know what's going on. Y'all know the vibes. Here today, man, we have entrepreneurship. I know lately we've been on the music, everybody, we've been talking to a lot of artists lately, actors. We came back from LA, so we've been with Peace and Blessings and people who've been doing all that. But now today, man, we're back here. True entrepreneurship from my side of town.
Humble Texas stand up.
See, there we go.
Humble Texas stand up.
My boy right here does multiple things, you know what I'm saying? Entrepreneurs, one. College basketball hooper, too. I got a few things we just need to get off the chest and talk about today because he's actually doing something that's, I don't think he knows is actually really big right now. You got his own clothing brand right now, Bettering Yourself Clothing. My boy Dylan Miles in the building. How you doing, man?
What up? I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you having me here. I'm excited for this opportunity. Thank you.
Nah, for sure, man. First of all, I'm not even going to do the long rundown of how far we go back for your people. Know my people, and I've been to your crib. Your mama done cooked for all the home. The group, same neighborhood and everything like that. So we've been locked in, man. I've actually loved to see your growth over the time, man. From you as a kid just to now, I've been seeing you do big things.
Vice versa.
Nah, for sure. What I do want to talk about, because we're here about your clothing brand.
Right.
But before I even want to get into your actual brand and what it's about, I want to talk about the fact that you're also a college hooper.
Right.
And so, you can make your money off your likeness nowadays.
Correct.
So how has that been, like, because I know the rule was different last year when, your first year.
Correct.
So how has that been around you and your peers to know that, like, oh, I can actually start pursuing different things instead of just having my head down to the ball?
I think it's great. A lot of us athletes, especially, I go to a Division III school, so we don't get as much attention as the high-level D1 guys and stuff like that. But there's players everywhere, and I feel like players being able to make money off of their name, which the NCAA has been doing for years, off kids, the top players in the country. I feel like it's a great stepping stone for the kids to be able to at least feel like they earning something for all the work that they put in growing up. It's a dream to play college basketball, and I feel like everybody should be able to be paid for their self. They put all the top kids on all the commercials and all the news and all the social medias, and I feel like they should be compensated for that. As far as myself, I haven't really tapped into that yet because I feel like it's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people are just jumping at it early and they don't really know like the full effects of it yet. So I just before I jump into that, I want to make sure that I'm not breaking any rules trying to do it, and I just want to make sure that basically I'm playing it the safe way, basically. So I'll probably wait a little bit just until I get into that. Maybe sometime during the actual season I'll probably look into it, but as of right now, I'm not really looking into that right now.
But in a sense, I know you're saying that you're not really tapped into it, but you kind of are in the sense, like, think about beforehand, but like years back, a lot of people have to run businesses under the table.
Right.
You don't have to hide what you got going on now.
True.
You don't have to hide that you have a brand. You don't have to hide that you have the LLC. You don't have to hide that you're actually pursuing this as a company. You know what I'm saying? The D Strong reference, when he was doing his YouTube thing, he was doing it, but he had to kind of keep it hidden, and even when it was on a lower level. So it's like you're doing it even if it's not just the likeness off of the basketball, you can still make the likeness off your name.
Right, it's a blessing now to be able to not have to worry about getting in trouble for doing it. Now that's for sure, because it's a lot of promoting that goes into having your own business. I'm active on social media, on all social medias with my brand, and that's very important for. I feel like young people, entrepreneurs that starting off, they need to learn how to market themselves, and I feel like it's better that the NCAA allow people to make money off of it because it's a lot of NCAA kids that need that. Like it's a lot of creative kids that probably needed that money that they couldn't get it because they were held back from not being able to make money off of whatever they wanted to do. So I feel like not holding kids back to just being strictly athletes, letting people tap into their creative side, I think that's most important. So.
Nah, for sure, that's dope. Now let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into what we're here for. This Bettering Yourself Clothing. Where did the idea come from?
Let's see. So around February, this is about the middle of my basketball season. I'm just keeping straight honest. I got tired of asking my parents for money every day. Like, well, not every day, but I mean, just tired of having to ask for my parents to buy me stuff and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, what's some ways that I can make money legally, of course, without, you know, taking too much time away from basketball, and just like something that could, like something that I like, something that's fun to me. And I like clothes. I get fly. I can dress. So I was like, you know what? Let me tap into the clothing side. Let me see how it works. So I did a little bit of research, and people don't know. They think I just started this. I've been working on this since February. So when that idea started, I text one of my friends, and I'm like, I think I'm about to start a clothing line. And at first, Bet On Yourself wasn't even the first name. It was Misunderstood.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna do like Misunderstood, the brand, and just kind of like bounce off different ideas with that. But I just wasn't feeling it. I'm like, nah, something wasn't right. Like, I don't think I could grab people's attention. Like, so I'm like, okay, let me just really think. So I was just chilling one day, and I'm like, you know, I've been through a lot in my life, basketball-wise, life-wise. I'm like, what's one like saying that just always stuck with me? I'm like, bet on yourself. Like, growing up, I was playing basketball. I always been the shortest kid on the court. You know that. Growing up, playing against bigger kids, like, I was never the biggest guy. I've always dealt with being small. Colleges overlooking me because of my size. Coaches just being in my ear saying he won't be as good because of this and because of that. And I just always bet on myself. Like, I never let other people's opinions stop my trajectory of my future. I believe in God, and I believe in prayer, and I prayed. I manifested all this that's coming to life today. So I'm just happy to be where I'm at right now.
Nah, for sure. And a name like Bet On Yourself is really like captivating. It'll catch people's attention. It's
There's a lot of
motivating.
people out here that's betting on themselves. People don't have jobs. People don't going through family stuff. Like, a lot of people back against the wall, and I'm trying to put notice for those people. Just give them kind of something to represent that you're not being, like, your work is being noticed, basically. So
Nah, that's a dope thing. Especially that motto. You know, bet on yourself, invest. You know, you gotta bet on yourself, and you gotta invest on yourself, and you gotta really just put in the work for yourself, in whatever you're doing. And I think it's cool. One thing I really want to give you kudos for is your marketing tactics. I feel like you've tapped into some of your connections, because the real thing that caught my attention, I was like, okay, you know, I peeped when you started this. You know what I'm saying? So, but in such a short time, you've gotten your work to some dope people. You know what I'm saying? You got your work to. I know you cool with Sharif O'Neal and, you know, Shaq's family. You know, Shaq basically big uncle. That's your uncle. That Shaq's your uncle. You know what I'm saying? Then you got it to some more people. I'm pretty sure I'm about to see Andre Johnson in a little bit start rocking the hoodie.
I got some stuff in the works for everybody, man. They don't even know I'm about to. There's gonna be a lot of people that y'all wouldn't expect to see in the 19-year-old kids clothing line. That's really messing with me. I appreciate all the support from just fans, family, friends, everybody. I mean, it's been a lot. Just playing basketball in the community, that got me a lot of support. Former AAU coaches. I mean, it's just a blessing to be able to see that my company is reaching a lot of people, and people actually
In a very short time too.
Yeah, very short. It's only been my first day I released my site was June 11th. It's July. What is it? 28, 27, 28, something like that. So I've only been open a month, and I mean it's been going through the roof.
Nah, for sure. I think the big thing that it really speaks to, I think it speaks to your character. You know, I think it speaks to upbringing. I think it speaks to your family, and I think it speaks to all that. You know, for the people that don't know, even though I know, tell the people, like, where did your, like, entrepreneur spirit or even just your, like, intuitiveness, like, come from?
That's crazy, because honestly, I don't even really know where it came from.
All right, Dylan. So look, we done talked about a little bit of your journey. We talked about, you know, what you've been having going on. We talked about how you started the brand. We talked about even, like, from your people, that you kind of like the first one out your people trying on this entrepreneurship wave. So I do ask this question to everybody that comes on TL, so I got to ask you, my guy. So which one do you think is more important to you, bro? You think it's the journey that you've been on so far? You know what I'm saying? Technically, you've been doing your journey. You know, you bet on yourself, and you bet on yourself with the clothing. Or do you think it's the destination that you're trying to get to, like a certain milestone, a certain landmark that you're trying to go to?
That's a tough one, because I mean, it's benefit in both.
Mm-hmm.
It's benefit in the destination and it's benefit in the journey. I'm very appreciative of my journey, and it helped me, it shaped me into who I am today to get me to that destination. But if I had to pick, I'd probably pick the journey, honestly, because it makes the destination so much sweeter. Like just seeing what you've been through, losses that you took on the way, wins that you took in the highs and the lows. Just kind of, I like going through stuff to get to the greater stuff, basically. Because my motto, or another motto, is it's gonna get greater later. So I'm going through the rough patches right now, even just starting a small businesses. Everything's not perfect, but I know as I keep going and keep figuring stuff out, I know it'll only get easier for me, and that's when things will really take off for me. So I'll probably have to pick the journey.
All right, for sure. And to be honest with you, I could really see that for yourself. Being young in the game, you're only 19, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they say it takes people like 5 to 10 years to really get their foot in within their business. You know what I'm saying? It's trials and triumphs that you're already going through. So I'm glad that you already kind of have that mindset now, because it only gets harder from here. The bigger you get, the harder like everything does go with the business. And I already know you've probably already been through a little nicks, knacks, some haters here and there.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, but
Always.
I'm glad that you kind of keeping your head on straight.
Yeah. They'll never impact what I got going on. People just like to talk. People gonna judge you. People gonna have their own opinion on you. Either way it is, like that's just how the world works. So why would I let somebody who's not in my everyday life know what I've been through, know what I go through on a daily, to impact where I want to go? I mean, they don't. At the end of the day, I don't think about them on a daily. They shouldn't be thinking about me on a daily. So I mean, it is what it is. They can think whatever they think. I know what I'm built. I know how I am. I know what I can be, and I know what I'm gonna be. So, I mean, that's just what it is.
Nah, for sure. I really think it's kind of funny though, like sitting here talking like.
It's crazy. We grew up.
Oh yeah, nah, for sure. And it's funny because I'm really like, bro, if y'all really know, I'm like, yo, this kid, like, this guy, I'm not even gonna call him a kid. He's a man now, he grown. So, but he grew up right in front of my face. But I do kind of have a few fire-off, quick answer questions, though. Right. So, like, this is a fashion question, bro. Okay. Do you think streetwear is the next, like,
big thing?
Big thing.
Next
more,
wave?
I was going to say more of like a luxury, because I feel like streetwear is becoming a luxury now.
Yep. Streetwear is going to be the new designer pretty soon. I mean, all the athletes are tapping into streetwear. A lot of people are supporting entrepreneurship and people making their own money, not just giving these big money companies already established, like they trying to help people get established in their brand. So, and streetwear is really popular now, just like the oversized clothes, the short shorts with all the hats and stuff, trucker hats. I mean, it's a great wave going around. I feel like that can take over the designer in the future.
That's what I was thinking too. I've been thinking that for a minute. I think the street wave right now, because like what you described, that's my clothing. You know what I'm saying? The two big hoodies or the two big T-shirts, the short shorts, the J's.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The tennis shoe waves. You see people now on the red carpets nowadays. They're not even wearing dress shoes anymore. Right. They're wearing tennis shoes. They're wearing sneakers. This is kind of an innovative thing.
I think as the world's evolving, like stereotypical stuff, usually like, of course, if you was going to a red carpet event in 2010, let's just say, you were expected to wear suit and tie.
Yeah, hard bottoms.
Yeah, right. But now it's just like everybody is more creative thinking for themselves. And I think the world is starting to adapt to that. There's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people starting their own brands. And there's a lot of things that weren't acceptable back then that are acceptable now. So I feel like people are just kind of tapping into their creative side, and it's helping a lot of people grow. It's kind of changing the culture, which is great. I like to see people being themselves, actually making stuff that people like. Some of these big brands don't know what kids our age like. They're not here they're not around us to just really figure out what we like to wear and what we like.
Right,
so,
they're not in touch.
Yeah.
Kind of like being in touch with the culture.
Exactly, yeah. So these new entrepreneurs and people like me, I'm in the field. I know what kids my age like. I know what people like y'all like. We like to wear. So, I feel like that just makes the experience better for the customer and the producer. So.
Yeah, no, I really do think that. So that was really like a question I had been thinking about for a minute, and I'm kind of glad I got to ask somebody like you that question
Yeah,
because
I ain't even thought about that. That's crazy.
yeah, no, bro, streetwear is on the rise. And I think at the same time, this is the Black entrepreneurship time
Wave.
period. You know, I look at the year 2020 as like a terrible time, but I looked at it as like a blessing in a sense. I think because it gave a lot of us, people like you and I, a time to really reflect and think about what the next plan is. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
said you started this bad boy in You know, you thought about this bad boy kind of like in
Right. I
February.
mean, it was in February 2021, but still over quarantine.
It's still there.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, like, okay, I'm a basketball player, don't have a job, never really like my parents. I don't really need a job right now. Like I'm cool, so. But I don't have any like what am I valuable for? I mean, basketball people know me for basketball, but am I really just a basketball player? Like I wanted to, what can I do to have people feel my same impact that they feel from basketball and just knowing me as being a good person? What's something else that I can come up with that they can feel that same impact? And that's just what I came up with. So
And you bet on yourself.
bet on myself.
There you go. And I think that sometimes the segues just write themselves. So what I need you to do now, I need you to look into that camera real quick and give your social medias.
Instagram, bet on yourself _clothing. Twitter is BOY _clothing LLC. And that's it. Just Instagram and Twitter right now. But my personal Instagram is _the Dylan Miles 5 _. Twitter is the Dylan Miles 5. And yeah.
There you go. And all right, I'm gonna look in this camera because you already know it's serious. We've been moving crazy since this whole month of July. It's been all gas, no breaks. So I need y'all to just go ahead and follow my personals. I say this every time at King _ Shep. I do follow back. Sometimes, you know, it just depends on how I feel. And on the business page, it's at _talented_ones_ on the IG and at talented_ones on Twitter. We need all the numbers to run up. We can't be weak AF like Issa Rae just said. And we want trying to pop out with them numbers like Issa Rae did. So I'm just letting y'all know that's what we trying to do. So Dylan, man, it's always a pleasure, bro. You always got a home here at TO. You ever got anything going off? The next time I come here, we gonna have to talk about this music. I ain't want to bring it up today, but that track I heard was a little crazy. It was a little fire.
People don't know, man. I'm multi-talented in a lot of areas, man. When I get older, once I'm out of college, y'all gonna see I'm gonna really be able to tap into everything that I'm built with. So
hey,
y'all
man,
stay tuned.
Make sure y'all tap into the young energy over here, man. Anybody watching, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and make sure y'all click the follow the notifications, man. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Bet on yourself clothing, man. I'm a supporter. You know what I'm saying? I got to get him the TO merch. I got to get y'all some TO merch, too, whenever y'all need it. We got it.
Tap in.
Y'all already know what's going on, man. From J Shep to the young Dylan, man. We out, man. Appreciate it.